Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Zepbound with Ange. This is our live stream. We are going live, so please bear with me here. I want to make sure that I can see all of you in the chats, in the comments. So if you are catching this live and you're able to put your comments in the chat, please do so. Let me know where you're from. Let me know where you're from so I know that you are here and that you can hear me clearly, that my sound is good. Pamela's here. Hi, Pamela. Good to see you. Good to see you here. Welcome to the live chat. I figured I would try out this technology and try to connect with all of you live. So come on into the room if you're able to. Join me live. Come on in. I would love to say hello to you, answer any questions you might have. Vanessa Jones is here. Hi, Vanessa. Welcome, welcome. So good to see you here. Okay, California. Wow, we got a California girl in the house. Very nice, very nice. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, upstate New York. Yes, okay, all right. My husband's from New York, so I have much love for New Yorkers. Very good to see you here. Today we're going to be talking about non-scale victories. So I'm so glad that you're here because I want to talk to you about that. We've had so many people leave comments about their journey on Zepbound, and they're talking about currently working during your lunch break. Okay, on your lunch break. Okay, good. Well, thanks for sharing your lunch break with us. You can enjoy your meal and hopefully be educated and entertained at the same time. So thank you for being here. So I want to go to share a few things with you, and then maybe open it up for some Q&A. That would be great to be able to correspond with you live here. So sometimes the scale just doesn't move, no matter how much you've been trying, how hard you've been working out, you've been eating clean, like you've been doing all the things, and you're like, I don't understand why the scale is not moving, right? It's just not going anywhere. And that happens to all of us. Maybe you had a lot of success, and then maybe you plateaued for a moment, or maybe you started out on this medication and you're like, this medication is not working. Someone posted in the comments, they said that they're paying out of pocket. And they were like, I am paying out of pocket and this medication is not working, right? I have not lost an ounce, right? So I want to speak to you today. I want to speak to you. Hello, Walk by Faith. Hello, I'm recognizing many of you here. So thank you so much for joining. Thank you for joining. Okay, so that's what I really want to talk to you about, because I want you to be encouraged. I don't want you to throw in the towel like, I'm not paying another $1,000, $1,250, $550 out of pocket if this isn't working. Okay, and there are many reasons why you may not see the weight loss just yet. But before we get in too far, I just want to say greetings, everybody. Greetings, bold, brave, and brilliant ladies and gentlemen. And thank you so much for tuning in to Zepbound Journey with Ange. Of course, I'm Angela Durant. My friends call me Ange. And welcome all of you veterans. Welcome the folks who've been on this journey with me since the beginning. So nice to have you here. And then if you are new to our community, it's the first time you're kind of stumbling upon our videos here, I want to welcome you as well. You may be just curious, what is all of the hype about these weight loss medications? Do they really work? Is it Ozempic? Well, it's not Ozempic, it's Zepbound here, but it could be, right? The medications, the GLP-1 agonists, that ingredient is in all of these medications that people are talking about as of late. Or maybe you're curious, that's why you're here. Maybe you're just starting your journey. You're like, I need to find some resources out there to help me along, right? Maybe you feel alone in your journey. You're doing okay, but you really would like to be connected to a community of like-minded people. And if that is your case, then you are welcome here as well. This is a kind and compassionate community where we understand that obesity is a disease, and we are here to link arms and support one another. Okay, so if this is for you, if it sounds like it's for you, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you can get notified the next time we go live or next time we drop a video. Okay, let's see who else is here. All right, you have to bear with me. I have senior citizen eyes, so bear with me. Let's see. I see Africa is here. Hello, Rachel is here. Hello from Delaware. I see you. I see you. Felicia is here. Greetings to you as well. So nice to see all of you here. It's nice because I always get your comments, but it's nice to see you live. Okay, so let's dive in, and then we can maybe do some Q&A. So, for those of you who don't know, I started my journey on Zepbound in February of 2024. My highest weight was 331, but when I started Zepbound, I started at 297. My doctor had it at 297, but I started at 296. So, and just so you know, like many of you, I've tried everything, right? Almost everything. I can't say I tried everything, but pretty close, right? I've been on all the diets, Weight Watchers at least like 7 times. I've had 2 bariatric surgeries, 10 years apart from each other. One was a lap band. I had that in 2009. I lost 157 pounds on the lap band. So people can't say that we don't work hard, that we don't try, right? They can't say that because you don't lose 157 pounds doing nothing, right? So I did lose weight, but over time, over that 10-year period, I would say I was good for about 5 years. And I don't even think people get the lap band anymore. But the weight started coming back on again. And then in 2019, I had gastric bypass surgery, and I only lost about 30 pounds with that, which I thought that's the game changer. That is going to shut it down. I'm not going to have a problem anymore. But my issue is not restriction, right? My issue is not restriction. And some of you may be able to relate to that. My issue is head hunger, right? And so on these medications that we're on, one of the things that it does is it releases these hormones that mimic hormones that are already in our body. And it deals with your tummy hunger, right? It deals with slowing the digestion. It deals with making you feel full longer. But feeling full never stopped me from overeating, right? But it was always up here for me. And in our community, we call that food noise, or we call it head hunger. It's like you just ate something a little bit ago. You shouldn't be hungry, but you're still craving something. And I was listening to this interview today that Katie Couric was having with a doctor. And she was like, help me understand like what is going on with people who are obese and they're struggling to lose weight. They can't lose weight like the rest of us can lose weight. And he said something about, and I have to get this right, but he said something about when you gain a lot of weight, it like damages certain parts of the brain, and that help regulate weight. And I had never heard that before. It's the first time hearing it. And I'll get it straight too for the next video too. But I just thought that was really interesting. And then he was talking about how it was much harder for some people. Like some people can just diet and exercise. That's my husband. He can just diet and exercise, go ride his bike, and he'll drop 10 pounds, right? That's never been me. And so he was talking about that. And I thought that I knew that there was more going on because I've tried so hard. Like one of the expressions we say, we were like white knuckling it. Like I told myself, I'm going to eat well. I'm not going to, eat anything I'm not supposed to. I'm going to work out. And I just struggled. I just really struggled until I found Zepbound. And with the Zepbound and the medications like it, whether you're on Ozempic, you're on Wegovy, you're on Mounjaro, or you're on Zepbound like me, you know that there is a component that releases hormones into the hypothalamus that removes cravings. It gives you back control. And I like to say that it makes me feel normal. I got girlfriends that are so fly, like they're all cute and everything. They got the long legs, right? I'm vertically challenged, so 5'2.5", and I'm carrying a lot of weight on my frame. And I like to say that they're normal. right? They can go out, they can have something or not have it. They can see something they like, and they're like, oh, looks good. Maybe I just have a spoonful of it and I'm good, right? Or I'll eat it until I'm satisfied and I'm okay. But not me. That was never my case until now. And now when I have it, there's something that, clicked in the brain that says, okay, you had enough. I call it putting the beast on the leash, right? You put that beast on the leash and say, okay, sit down, sit over there and be quiet, right? While I take care of my live stream, right? So I just kind of wanted to bring those of you who are new to the community up to speed on that. Let's see. Yes, I've had, yep. So more than one person has had gastric bypass. I see you. Yep. And we've lost and gained and lost and gained. We can lose weight. We can lose it, but it's just keeping it off, right? And controlling the cravings that are in our brain, right? Let me just make sure I'm going down here. And bear with me. I'm trying to navigate these comments all by myself. So bear with me. Okay, so let's talk about, I want to dive into talking about these non-scale victories, non-scale wins. And the reason why I want to talk about that is because sometimes the scale doesn't move, but that doesn't mean you're not doing great, right? You may be doing just fantastic, but the scale's not moving for you. And I've been fortunate to have the scale move, but I weigh so much that any little thing that I do, in addition to having the control of the medication, is going to help. But if I only had, let's say, 30 or 40 pounds to lose, right, or maybe 50 pounds, I call the people tiny if they only have 250, if they're only at 250, right? But you might not have as much, so your process may take longer, right? Not that the process takes longer, but you may not lose as much weight as quickly. I've been averaging about 3 pounds a week, but they say what's healthy is a pound and a half to 2 pounds maybe a week is fine, right? And so some of you are losing, a smaller amount. Some of you are not losing anything, right? Or you have weeks where you lose, and then you have weeks where you don't lose anything. And you're like, is this medication working, right? Okay, it's working. The medication works, right? It may be due to the dose. So you might want to titrate up because maybe it's not as effective at a lower dose. Like for me, my doctor said at the lower doses, you're not even going to feel anything. And she was right? I felt not that I didn't feel anything, but it wasn't effective. I needed a higher dose. Okay, let's see. I'm just looking at the chat here. Yes, okay. Oh, and the maintenance. Yes, maintenance is important too. Day 3, week 1. Okay. All right. So some of you are struggling with that. So let's talk about. You don't want to titrate up. I know. I've titrated up pretty quickly, and a lot of the folks who are on Mounjaro and are like a year out, they're saying don't do it because the medication might start wearing off and you want to have as much time as you can. So stay on as low of a dose as you possibly can. That's what I call them, the experts that may not be doctors, but they're actually taking the drug. That's what they say. You got to go with the way you feel, right? And your doctor's advice. I'm just one girl and her journey, right? So I'm at 12.5 milligrams. And for those of you who don't know, the doses are 2.5, 5, 7.5, 10, 12.5, and 15 is at the top. I went straight in at 5 milligrams, and I went from 5 to 10 milligrams, and then from 10, I went to 12.5. 10 was fine for me, but because of the shortage, I couldn't get 10. My pharmacy only had 12.5, so I titrated up. So I'm on 12.5 right now, and I'm tolerating it well. Okay. Thank you, Inspired One. So nice to have you here as well. So nice to have you here. Right. So, but Africa, I can understand you not wanting to titrate up so quickly. I got it. I get it. And if I could have stayed on 10 for a while, I would have, but it was just a matter of getting it. I'll stay here as long as I can. I'll stay on 12.5. Okay. So let's talk about these non-scale victories, and then we can have some dialogue in the chat. That would be fantastic. Because I'm trying to juggle you guys because Can't to pay attention to all these different things at the same time. So just give me grace. Give me grace. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so the first thing I want to say, I have 12 things here I want to give you. The first thing, and let me know if you resonate with these. If I call out your number, like if I call out number one and that's you, put number one in the chat so I know that that's you too. Okay. So the first thing, the first win I would say is that the fact that I have this medication, right? And that the medication for me gives me hope, right? I started, getting my body prepared for it a week before I even took my first dose. But I had hope, like, okay, this is one more time I'm going to try something new in hopes that it will work for me, right? So that's number one for me, right? That I didn't give up hope, that I have the medication, right? And this medication is working for me. That's a win. That's a win. And even if you're not losing anything, but you haven't gained anything. Somebody said to me the other day, she's like, I ain't lose no doggone weight. And I said, well, have you gained? And she's like, no. And there are some situations where I probably would have gained. Okay. So that's number one. It's giving you hope. Okay. And hope is very powerful. Hope is very powerful. Number two is that I have a community, right? I have a community here with all of you that is such a blessing. It's such a blessing to know you're not on this journey alone, right? To know that you can link arms with other people who are going through the same thing that you're going through. Some people are further ahead. Some people are just getting started, but we're all in this together. And I think that that is a non-scale victory because for the most part, when I was trying to lose weight, I felt like I was doing it alone, right? I was just kind of, because I was around people who weren't on the same journey. My friends, they didn't have any weight to lose, right? My husband, if he had weight to lose, he could lose it really quickly. Okay, I see some ones, I see some ones, I see some twos, I see some twos. Okay, fantastic. All right, number three, I can walk longer distances without getting tired. I can walk longer distances without getting tired. Where I live, there is like a town center not too far from me where I can walk down there and I can go to the Wegmans to pick up my medication. I used to drive. Okay, I'm going to be honest with you ladies and gentlemen. I used to drive and it's not that far, but my fear was that even if I could make it down there, could I make it back, right? That I didn't feel like I could carry all this weight all the way down there and back. And I don't know, maybe it's down and back, it takes me about 45 minutes. Okay, so I don't know if it's a mile or 2 miles. I'm not really sure. I haven't measured it. But just the fact that I could do it, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'll go down to the grocery store. Sometimes in the morning, I'm like, I'll just walk my dog. She likes that walk. I'll just walk my dog down and come back, right? That's a non-scale victory. So even if the scale doesn't show a weight loss, I know that I have more endurance, that I can do it. And I'm not afraid. Like, I ain't afraid of no walk, right? I'm not afraid. And before it would limit whether or not I would go places because I was like, well, where am I going to sit? And how far am I going to walk? And where's my husband going to park the car, right? So little by little, I'm getting stronger every day, right? Now, can I run a 5K? No, no. But little by little, stronger every day. Okay, let's see. Hi, Stacy. I see you there. I see you. Hi, Tia. I see you. Yes. Okay. I've got some threes in here too. Some twos and threes. All right. So let's go to the next one. The next one, number 4, is I'm not snoring as much. I'm still snoring. My husband said, you're still snoring, but it's not like that violent snoring like you were doing, right? And I have sleep apnea as a result of the weight. When the weight is gone, I don't have it, right? But I have it as a result of the weight. So, and I'm not using a CPAP machine. And I know what you may say, and you really need to be using it. I know, but my machine was recalled once, and then I heard about particles going into people breathing them in. And I was like, let me just focus on one thing at a time. Let me focus on getting this weight off so I don't even need the machine. But if you're using it, your doctor recommends it. Some people say they get the best sleep of their lives with it. Please don't stop on my account, but just know that I snore and I snore heavily. And that interferes with my relationship with my husband because he doesn't really snore and he's a very light sleeper. And so I feel bad about waking him up in the middle of the night because I'm snoring, right? Or trying to catch my breath from snoring. So I don't snore as much. He said, you're not as loud as you used to be. You're still snoring. He said, you're still snoring, but not as loud as you used to be. So I count that as a non-scale victory, right? And it tells me I'm heading in the right direction, right? I'm heading in the right direction. That's number 4. Number five, and this is for all of us, Zepbound, Ozempic, Wegovy, Mounjaro folks. The food noise is much better. Some of you may say it is completely gone. I would say day 5, day 6, when it starts to wear off, I'm like, okay, I hear you, but that beast, you're growling over there, but you need to just stay put because we're about to take another injection in a couple days. But for the most part, your food noise is quieted. It's better. It's more controllable. You feel like you're the master, right? Instead of being enslaved to this obesity, right? Being enslaved to this, food hunger, you're more in control, right? And so that's number 5. Put a 5 in the chat if that's you. Okay. All right, let's go on to number 6. Now, I don't know if you're measuring this. Some of you I know are probably type 2 diabetics or pre-diabetic, right? And that might be one of the reasons why your doctor put you on the medication. That's number 6. Number 6, my A1C. Okay. So my doctor just did the blood panel for me, and everything came back, and I'm doing good. There was my A1C. I can't remember off the top of my head the exact number, but you know how there's a range. Well, I was on the high range, about to become diabetic. And now I'm still in the range, but I'm on the lowest number. So I think she's like, keep at it. So I think maybe the next month or 2, I won't even be on that scale anymore. So I'm on the lowest level of it. So, and that's scary, right? Let me just say one thing too. Some people have said to me, Ange, like, I hear what you're saying. You're on this weight loss medication. I hear you, right? I hear you. They're like, but shouldn't you just deal with the underlying issues of why you eat? Shouldn't you deal with the issues of why you're obese, right? And I said, I've done a lot of work. I understand why I'm obese, right? But I hear you when you say, oh, but shouldn't people just deal with what's going on underneath? I think this is my thinking on this. I think they should. I think you should have a multiple pronged approach to your therapy, to your treatment. But let me just tell you something. If you are, 3 steps away from being diabetic or having a heart attack, having hypertension, having, anything could happen to you. If you're 3 steps away from that, what I want you to do is arrest the disease first, right? I want you to be safe first. And yes, but if you need therapy or whatever else you need, that takes time. But I feel like you need to arrest it like right now. And there were days where I felt like I was getting headaches, my legs were all swollen. My son said to me yesterday, I said, can you tell if I'm losing weight? He goes, I can tell, Mom. And I was like, how can you tell? He goes, your feet and your ankles. I thought you were going to say my face. He's like, your feet and your ankles, right? And so my thing is, like, if there is something out there that can help you arrest this disease so you have a moment to breathe and work towards getting healthier and step away from all these other things that can take you out of here, then that's what you do, right? I'm not a doctor, but that's my 2 cents about it, okay? Because you all know I have a multi-pronged approach. I have a whole medical team. I have my primary care. I have a whole medical team that's around the weight management and obesity too, right? And they're fantastic. Okay. All right, let's see. Let me see. I'm trying to read some of your comments. Great hearing about the A1C. Yes, thank you. Yes, at age, so Pamela says, yes, at age 54, my A1C was 6, and I think it was probably a little higher because I had been walking for 6 months and eating. Yep, it probably was higher. So that's good that it's going down, going down. Okay. My A1C is now 5.4. Okay. Put the range in there. I can't remember off the top of my head. 100% safety is important. That's right. Absolutely. Absolutely. I take a stand for that every day of the week. Every day of the week. Okay. All right. Let's see what else. Let's see. Put the range. You guys know the range because I don't have it in front of me. Put the range in because I'm curious about that. Okay. So the next one is, oh, so this just happened recently that I shared with all of you. And I know all of you may not be interested in this, but I just thought like, wow, how cool is that? So the other non-scale victory was that I monetized my YouTube channel. And it's so much fun to create content for people who are like me, and to connect with all of you and to be encouraged by all of you and to encourage you. Like for me, that's like YouTube is paying me to do that, right? So that was a victory. That was a non-scale victory, right? And then I started thinking, well, that could pay for the medication, right? Before my insurance covered it. So for those of you, your insurance not covering it, and you want to share your story, and I encourage you to share your stories because some of you shared your stories with me, and they're so inspiring. And I know that people who can't hear my voice can hear your voice and be inspired by your story, right? And there are some of you. And I don't know if you're on the live stream right now, or you're watching the replay, but there are some of you who have Zepbound in your home, in your fridge, and you're not taking it. Your doctor prescribed it for you, and you're scared. You're afraid to take it. And I understand there are risks, there are possible side effects, but you're not even trying to take it. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. And some of you are like, I'm going to take it because I've been watching you, right? And again, I'm not a doctor, but the severe symptoms are happening to 1% of the population, 1% of the people who are taking it. So don't be afraid. Like it could change your life. It could change your life. So I'm an advocate for it, but check with your doctor. Your doctor prescribed it. You must be a good candidate for it. They wouldn't just be giving it to you. But don't be afraid. And some people have said because they watched the channel and they saw so many of you comment about how you're doing, that it's given them the courage to take their medication. Okay. So you don't realize how powerful your voice is. And that people are watching you, that you will help people if you decided to have a YouTube channel, whether you monetize it or not, but share your story with the people who need you. You will be surprised that you'll be helping people you may never meet. You may never meet them in person until they may come back and just put a note in your inbox and say, because you helped me, like I'm 15 pounds down. I'm 50 pounds down. My health is better. My A1C is not a problem, right? Because you were courageous enough to share your story. Okay. So anyway, but if you want to learn about that, I have some videos just for that. Because I know the general population in my community may not be interested in that, but for those of you who have amazing stories to tell, to share, I encourage you to do that. And I have resources for you. If you look under the monetization ones, I put it in a separate folder too. So if you look under that, you'll see them. I did a whole masterclass on it. Okay. Let's go to the next one. Number eight. We're educating people about the disease of obesity who didn't understand before. So we're spreading the word. That is a non-scale victory. Like I was like, I'm putting all the weight on Oprah's shoulders, right? Oprah's doing her special. She's going out there and saying it. But we're normal people, right? We're everyday people. And a lot of people, including people who are very close to me, was like, why do you need medication? Like, just walk and eat better. They didn't understand. They didn't understand that obesity is a disease, right? And I don't think I fully accepted that until I sat in my doctor's office. And I felt embarrassed and ashamed to say, I've done all these things, and here I sit before you, almost 300 pounds. She got from behind her, you know how those doctors are behind their computer. They're behind the computer doing their thing, taking all the notes, asking you all the questions. She paused what she was doing. I'll never forget it. She came, and that's Dr. D. Shout out to Dr. D. She came around. She sat in a chair right next to me. She sat in a chair right next to me and held my hands. And she said, Angela, obesity is a disease. Obesity is a disease, and we're gonna treat it. We're gonna attack it like it's a disease. You got a whole team, right? I cried. Like, and I'm not a crybaby. I'm not a crybaby. I promise you. I'm pretty tough. But I just lost it because it felt like such a relief to be in the presence of somebody who wasn't judging me, who wasn't looking at me like a failure, who wasn't looking at me like, why can't you just get it together? Like, why can't you? Because I've been to a lot of other doctors. I've had other, she's not a primary care doctor. She's a specialist for obesity. And I have a great primary care too. But I've had primary care doctors before who judged me every single time I went in there. And I felt like defenseless. Like, what do I say? It's the doctor. And she's just talking about the facts. These are the facts. The facts are you're going to have diabetes. If you don't stop and you don't lose this weight, you're going to have. I would go in and I would say, oh, my ankles hurt, or oh, my knees hurt, oh, my back. Well, lose weight. If you lose weight, that'll stop hurting. You don't need medicine. You need to lose weight, right? And I know I'm a bit dramatic, but that's how it felt like she was saying, right? I like hobbled out of there, right? Feeling even worse than when I came in, right? And I didn't need that. Like, some people need that. Some people are like, yes, I need a kick in the pants. Like, I need somebody who's going to be encouraging, compassionate, someone's going to link arms with me, who's brilliant, right? Who knows their stuff and who is there to help me every step of the way, right? I remember one time I went in when I was off medication. I went in and they were like, you want to hop on a scale? And I was like, I really am embarrassed. I don't want to get on the scale. Because I knew I gained weight, right? And she was like, this was the new doctor. She was like, you don't have to get on the scale. Come on back, right? So this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. So we have an opportunity, and so many people are coming out and saying, I didn't know it was a disease. Like, I never saw it like a disease. I judge myself. They're like, I judge myself because I felt like, why can't you get it together? Everybody else can do it. Why can't you? Right? And now we know that it is a disease, and it's a spectrum, right? Some people are really severe, like myself. I consider myself to be a severe case, and some people are not as severe, right? But we know it's a disease, and I don't judge anybody. If you have 10 pounds you want to lose, and you're tiny, I can look at you and you're tiny, and you have 10 pounds you want to lose, you have to lose. You know how you feel good in your own body, right? And there's nobody can be the judge of that. If you've been thin your whole life, an extra 10, 20 pounds might feel like a ton, right? And so that's your own personal journey. And I'm not judging you for that. I have a lot to lose, right? But I'm going to celebrate every pound that goes down, I'm going to celebrate, right? And so that's what this is about too, right? Okay, so let me go back. Let's see. So if you've been spreading the word and sharing with people and enlightening them about the fact that it is a disease, then put 8 in the chat. Put 8 in the chat, because that's a win. And that's a win for all of us. That's a win for all of us. And I'm going to do my part. Number 9. Oh, number 9. Okay. If any of you are experiencing this number 9, I want you to put 9 in the chat. And that is, your clothes are fitting you differently. Now, you might not show, the scale might not say anything, right? You might be lifting weights, might be tightening up, right? You might notice that you measure your waist and your waist is smaller, or you might try to put on a green dress. For those of you who know that green dress, I couldn't even zip it, right? So now I can zip it. I can't button, it won't stay buttoned in the front. So I'm still working on that. Somebody said I should try it on once a month to show the difference. But that's a non-scale victory, right? You might get on the scale and be like, I don't know, how did I gain a pound? But maybe it's muscle. Maybe you're tightening up. You're tightening all that up, right? But when you slip on your pants and you put on your dress, it's fitting you better now. That's a victory. Oh, I see a lot of 9s. Good. Doesn't that feel great? Maybe it's a girl thing. I don't know. But I like to try on clothes that now I'm going into my closet. I'm like, oh, well, let me see if this fits, right? It's fun, right? It's fun. Oh, thank you. Someone said, you look amazing. Thank you. I feel really good. And some people might look at me and be like, oh my gosh, you're heavier than when I started and I lost 100 pounds, right? But I have to say, okay, I have a long way to go. But I have to take it little by little or I'll be overwhelmed, right? And I need to celebrate all along the way. I want to celebrate with all of you, right? even the non-scale victories, right? Because they're important. And I would say how we feel makes a big difference, right? How you feel makes a big difference. Um, Someone says, thank you for the bright light. You are the way. You share it here. Oh yeah, for sure. That's who I am. I am. You flaws and all. You see it flaws, and that's why I'm saying to many of you who have, either you want to start a YouTube channel or you want to share your story. You don't have to be perfect. Like, none of us are perfect. And the people who will follow you will appreciate you just the way you are. Like, you don't have to be perfect. Okay. Let's go to number 10. Number 10 for me is about family. My husband and my son, they're proud of me. I feel like they're proud of me. Now, I will tell you, both of them are men of few words. Right? My son is 14. They're both men of few words, but I can tell they're proud of me because when I get my my gym clothes on, I'm ready to go to the gym. My husband's like, "Oh, you going to the gym? Oh, very good." And some of his friends have popped up in my channel, like, "Hey, Ange, how you doing?" I'm like, "How you get here? What happened? How'd you find me?" And he said, "Oh, I've been telling people about your channel. And that makes me feel really good, right? It makes me feel good that he's noticing, right? That he's noticing, and I love him, and I want to be here, as long as I can be here with both my son and my husband. So that's a win. That's a win for me. So if your family members are noticing and they're cheering you on, put a 10 in the chat. And I have two more I want to give you. 11, number 11. And I just ran these numbers yesterday. Number 11 is my BMI has changed. Now, it's related to the scale, right? But I wasn't even trying to look at the BMI. Like, I was like, oh, they said you have to have, in order to be on this medication, you should have a 30 BMI or 27 with, comorbidities. I was like, I know I'm way over that, so I'm not even. So my BMI to start with was 52. 52, remember, I'm only 5'2.5", and I weigh almost 300 pounds. So I was at 52 BMI. My BMI now, today, is 47. Now, people who are close to the 30 might be like, that's still crazy, right? It is, but it's so much better than 52, right? Small wins. I'm celebrating them all, right? So I'm no longer 52. I'm now 47, and that's almost 10% of my body weight gone. 10%, right? They said with 15%, a lot of the illnesses that you have will start to fade away. They might not go away completely, but they'll lessen. We have JD is here. We got a man in the house. Hello, JD. Hello. The majority of the community are women, but we got a few brilliant men here. I'm a male. Okay. Okay. Oh, gynecomastia. Yep. I've heard of that before. I've known someone with that. And I've noticed a reduction. Yep. I can breathe better too. Oh, congratulations. Yeah, when you have fatty tissue around your breast area, right? But you're a guy, right? I get it for sure. Yep. And Tina said her BMI is down too. Congratulations. Your BMI, Pamela says her BMI was 49 and now it's 34. That is fantastic. See, y'all got this. And that's why the community inspires me too, right? Because we're all at different parts on our journey, right? So some of you are just like knocking it down, knocking the numbers down. That's fantastic. And I know you probably feel so much better. All right, so that was number 11. Number 12. And this is like a bonus for you. This is number 12. And number 12 the celebration is for you taking a stand for yourself. Right? I'm so proud of myself for having the courage to try again after falling down, because if you're like me, you've tried one thing after another thing, and maybe you had some success and then the weight came back. So you kept falling down, you kept getting back up, but you kept falling down. And I talked to someone else who's done a phenomenal job on her journey. And she said before she got Zepbound and Monjaro, she said she was exhausted. She was like, I just felt like this is just, this is how I'm going to be the rest of my life. I'm just exhausted. So I'm proud of getting back up one more time and trying again. I'm proud of being vulnerable with all of you. My girlfriend's like, girl, you should share all your business online. You don't know those people, right? I was like, I do know those people because they're just like me. Right? They're just like me. But it takes courage to do that, right? Especially if you're a Gen Xer. You're a Gen Xer, you're like, we're not about really sharing our business online, right? But if I don't, then some of you would not find me if I don't, right? Some of you would just go right past. Some of you are looking for somebody who's real, who's authentic, right? Who has a story that you can relate to, right? So I'm proud of that. I'm proud about working out consistently, not perfectly. I do not work out perfectly. And I told you a story about the lady. She was really heavy and she couldn't really work out. She couldn't do like a couch to 5K. She couldn't do that. All she could do was walk around her kitchen table and sit down. And she did it. And she walked around her kitchen table. She kept walking until she could do something better. And so I say to myself, if you just put your gym shoes on, right? If you just go to the gym, even if you only did 10 minutes, just do it. Right? And so I do that 5 times a week. Sometimes I don't feel like being in the gym, so I'll go down to Wegmans. I'll take my walk down to Wegmans, take the dog, take the walk down to Wegmans and come back. Right? I do weights. I use the machines. I do as much as I can. Right? I see people around me. I see people to my left and to my right that's all buff. Right? But I'm not worried about that. They got their trainers. They're all buff. I'm not worried about that. There's a quote that says, comparison is the thief of joy. Comparison is the thief of joy. And I think it's true, right? If you look at somebody else like, oh, she's doing this, but I'm only doing that. Don't do that. Don't do that because your journey is different, right? Your journey is different. Celebrate your success. Another woman, I heard her say, she said, I used to compare and I used to be like, oh, and be jealous. She's like, I'm gonna be honest, I was jealous, right? She said, but now I look to my left she said, I don't look to the left. I don't look to the right. I just look straight up. Right. And for those of you who are women of faith, you get that, right? That you just say, okay, God, we're going to take this walk, right? we're going to put these gym shoes on, right? Just not looking to your left, not looking to your right, but looking up, right? For your help, right? For your support. Okay. All right. So hopefully that helps. And then I said, so as part of 12, the bonus, so you're taking a stand for yourself. You're proud of having the courage to get back up again. You're being vulnerable, right? You're being vulnerable. You're working out consistently or you're doing what you can do. And when it comes to insurance, I'm proud of myself for that too, because I didn't give up and I didn't let an insurance company dictate whether or not I could get my medication. Now, I know everybody's not in the same situation, that everybody can't pay that much out of pocket, right? I get that. I totally understand it. The heat is on here, so I'm sweating a little bit. The heat is on, so let me just take all that sweat off me. I understand not everybody can do that. And I won't say that it wasn't a hardship for us. It was, we got a family, you got all the things, right? But a decision had to be made. I couldn't get the Wegovy. My insurance was covering the Wegovy, but I couldn't get it. I was on a wait list from August to January. And then I just said in January, my doctor and I was like, let's just do it out of pocket, right? So I know not everybody can do that. What I will tell you is I'm proud of not giving up with the insurance company. Like I called them and said, but help me understand why I can't get this other medication. Help me understand why I have to pay out of pocket. Help me understand why these medications are not being approved, right? FDA approves them. Why can't you approve them? Why can't they be on the formulary, right? And it was 3 denials, and the 4th time is when it got approved, right? So don't give up. I know some of you are stressed out about the cost, but don't give up on that. Okay, don't give up on that. And I'll say that's us advocating for ourselves. And many of you, if you're like me, you advocate for everybody else, right? You advocate, you will go to the max, right, for somebody you care about. But when it comes to yourself, you're like, all right, I guess I won't have the medication, or okay, I guess the insurance company's not going to pay. No, advocate for yourself, and even if they say no today, eventually, because you're not the only one, conversations with them, eventually, I would think some doors are going to open. Okay. So those are the 12 things. Those are the 12 things. Put a 12 in the chat if you're advocating for yourself. If you're proud of yourself that you're doing this journey. You're going on this journey, no matter what the naysayers might say, because I know some of you might have some naysayers giving you the side eye, right? You might have weeks where you don't look like you lost any weight, and they're like, is that medication working, right? They might give you the side eye, and you just like tune them out. Just tune them out and keep on pressing forward. Keep on pressing forward. Okay, so let's open it up for the chat. I'm going to try and read some of these chats now. Let's open it up. Was that helpful? Was that helpful dialogue, helpful conversation to have? I just want you to be encouraged, right? Because you're doing so great. You're doing so great. I just want you to be encouraged. Let's see here. Yep, looking up. Julie, nice to see you here. Yvette says, yes, ma'am. Stacy says she paid out of pocket while fighting with the insurance, did not give up. Good. Let's see. JD says it's worth $5.50. It is. I think it is. Yep. I was spending at the very least $30 on fast food a day, savings. Yes, that is so true. Ev, love. Hi, Ange. So nice to see you. Hi, so nice to see you too. This is the first time we've gone live here, so you're a part of the inaugural group. Thank you for all the kind words. Thank you, Stephanie. I was told that it's the kind of plan that I have. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not an insurance person. I don't know. I just know we have obesity challenges and we need the medication. Like, I don't need to know like all the stuff. Just we need it, right? And we've been paying into our insurance forever, right? Okay, let's see. I see 12s, lots of 12s. I love that you're advocating for yourselves. I love that. Yeah, you probably had people say, okay, I see Pamela. I've had people ask me if I'm losing in a healthy way, right? Don't, and make sure they're not throwing shade, right? Make sure they're not throwing shade, right? And you are, and they're going to see you, and they're going to see you transform, because all of you are on this transformative journey. Called for, okay, Ann says, hi, Ann, says, called 14 pharmacies yesterday, even my insurance mail order 1, 0 available. Yes, the 5 milligrams and 2.5, I know. And my pharmacy only had the 12.5. That's why I titrated up. But I don't even know if they can get it. In 2 weeks, I'm going to need it too. So I will keep you posted. But there is a resource, and I'm going to put it, I guess I can put it in the notes when it records. But you need to follow her. Her name is Kristen, but her site is 100 Pounds Down. She's my girl. She's super smart. If you don't know her, you need to know her, and we're gonna have her on and interview her soon. But she just did a post yesterday. I think yesterday she just dropped it. It was so funny because another friend of mine was asking, do you know where I can get medication? I'm out of it. Can you get? And I said, I'm just watching 100 Pounds Down. She's spilling the tea on what things you can do. So I highly recommend, and I'll put the notes, I'll put the link in too. Go check out her channel, and follow her. She's fantastic. It's 100 Pounds Down. Her name is Kristen, and you can find her she's here on YouTube. That's how I found her. She's amazing, and she goes deep on the medication, but she's talking about the shortages right now. So you'll want to check that out. Let's see. So I'm open for any questions that you have for me or comments you want to leave. I'm just going to try and read through as many of these as I can. I'm still fighting to get it cheaper. Yeah, I hear you. I just want the shortest to end. I know. Isn't it a shame? It's a shame that this is even happening, but there's so many people that it just goes to show you that we're not alone, right? There's so many people who struggle with obesity or they're overweight. 70% of Americans, 70% are either obese or overweight. Let's all pray for the shortages to stop. Yes, Stacy got that. My sister was doing so good that the insurance then denied her. Oh, she regained 20 pounds, but is back on it. Oh my goodness, I heard about that too. Like once you're out of the range, they may say, okay, you don't need the medication anymore. But we know that the medication is a lifelong medication for now. For now. Sorry, just came on. Jamie, no problem, no problem. Are you planning to move to 15 next month? No, my plan is not to move to 15 next month. My plan is to stay at 12.5 because I'm doing fine here. I don't really need to titrate up. And everybody keeps saying, don't do it, girl, don't do it, girl. So I'm fine. So I don't feel like I need to. Can't believe doctors have you on 12.5 and just, yes. So Jamie, the thing that I don't know how long you've been following the channel, but the reason why I'm able to titrate up so quickly is because I've been on GLP-1s before, right? I was on Ozempic a year ago and I was at the top level. So, and then I was on Saxenda, right? So my doctor knows that I could tolerate it. And at 5, I mean, I felt it helped calm the food noise, but it wasn't really powerful for me. But thank you. I know you guys care. So I appreciate that. Okay, let's see. It says, I think that 100 pounds down did a great job. Yeah, so you saw her. It's Darium, is it? It's Darium is the name. Yes, he said that, he or she said, I think it's a gentleman. I think that 100 pounds down did a great and comprehensive boot camp. Yep, take a look at the boot camp. She even has questions in there for us to answer. She did a great job about the GLP-1 and the different meds. She's thoroughly and she's highly knowledgeable. She absolutely is. She's so smart, and that her content is vetted. She's really smart. So definitely take a look, follow her. And then all things Rita. Hi. Hello. My wife is on Zepbound. Oh, okay. Very good. Hope she's doing well. Please pray. Insurance. Yep, for sure. That's all in all of our prayers. Eli, let's see. Linda Zar. I'm sorry if I'm messing up your name. Zari says, I received a text from Eli Lilly and they have limited stock on all dosages. So that might impact me too, but I'll let you know. And I know people are going to compounds and they're doing other things too. But keep the information in the community so we know, right? So keep us up to date. Okay. Let's see. Oh, you're a breath of fresh air. Thank you so much. Yep, it's God's work for sure. Thank you for that. Julie, and connect with each other too. And you're doing a great job being an advocate, educator, influencer, and brilliant brand strategist. Thank you so much. Thanks for the boot camps on getting monetized. Yes, you're very welcome. For those of you who didn't see the boot camps, the monetization MasterClasses, they're in the list on YouTube. You can go watch them anytime. They are long. They're like 45, 55 minutes. And the last one, my camera messed up, like the internet messed up. So I had to use a software to clean it up, and it took away the slide deck. So I have a link underneath that you can click on to get the slides so you can follow along with what I'm talking about. I can't wait to hear it. I said, yep. Okay. So we'll see what Eli Lilly has to say about the shortage. And then across the board, I don't think it's just Zepbound. I think it's, Ozempic, Wegovy. I think everybody is challenged because I think they knew it was going to be a big demand, but I don't think they had any idea that the demand would be as great as it is. I don't think that they saw this coming, and it's a huge wave. And actually, all of you're on the front end. You're the early adopters, right? There's a whole bunch of people that are coming in after us, right? So you are the leaders of this game. Like, you are right out front. The folks who are taking it, who are sharing back any side effects, who are talking about insurance, all these things. That's why I think you should have your own channel, have your own tribe, because you're smart and you know what's happening. Okay. If there are any other questions, please put them in the chat, and you all know how to reach me. I love hearing from you, and this has been so much fun. I hope that you've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed it. It's nice to see you here, and as I get better with tech, I can kind of I'll figure out ways to bring you guys on so we can talk face to face. I can actually see your faces. So we'll see. This is my first time, so I'm trying to learn how to navigate. So you don't have to be perfect to do this. You don't have to be perfect. Just willing. So my hope is that this live session has added value to you. And I'd love for you to join our journey if you're not already on it. Would love for you to join it. So just hit subscribe and the notification bell to join us. You'll be joining a community of some amazing people. I think you can probably feel the energy already. People who have made a bold decision after trying and failing everything, but getting back up despite of people saying they're lazy, they're fat, they don't try, they eat too much, all those things, right? We're not even trying to hear all that. These are courageous, strong, brave, brilliant people. And we would love for you to join us. If you're kind and compassionate, you're welcome to join us too. So just hit the subscribe and then ring the notification bell, because you never know when I might go live. And I think everybody who subscribed got notification that I was doing the live. So I want to, again, welcome all of the questions. So even if you have questions, or if you learn something that we don't know, like Eli Lilly dropped some new information and I don't get it right away, or something happens with insurances or an FDA that you have your ear to the ground, you hear something, post it in the community. Let me know and I'll share it with the group as well, because that's something that can help all of us. All right. Well, thank you all for joining us. As always, I want you to go out there and be bold, because you are the early adopters. You are adapters. You're up front. You're taking the lead in this. You are doing the doggone thing, right? And even if you don't see the scale move, be encouraged. Be encouraged, because you're doing it. Just don't quit. Like, you can't really lose. If you don't quit, you can't lose. Even if we have to take a break. I don't know what might happen. I might be without medication for a couple of weeks, but I'm going to tell you what's going on. I'm going to tell you what I'm doing to cope, right? Until we can get it, right? But even if the scale doesn't go in the way that we want it to go fast enough, right? Because we all want to lose weight as fast as possible. I just want you to be encouraged, right? Because you're going to get there. You're going to get there. You have an amazing story to tell. So with that, I want to just thank all of you for joining. Thank you for being on this live stream. It gives me such pleasure to see all of you. See the names here. Like, I know her. I've read her comments. And I want you to go out there and be bold. I want you to be brave, because it takes courage to do what you're doing. You oftentimes have to deal with a society who's not kind to people who struggle with obesity, with the disease of obesity. You've dealt with that, right? You handle tough things. And you can handle this, right? And I want you to be brilliant, because you're absolutely brilliant. Not hiding. We're not hiding. We're going to show up and we're going to shine. Thank you so much for joining me. Take care. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.